Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Play Slay the Spire. Life is good so far. How about Slay the Silent? I've gotten a lot of suggestions about how to play the Silent. Rare relic for 18 damage. All we gotta do is rest before we fight an elite. Ooh, sign me up. It's a discard enabler. Oh, we don't need to defend, so let's purge this from our deck. And grab another defend. Okay. I'll drop my weapon. You got me. I'll drop my sword. And then I got another... It's a defend. But anyway, you get the idea. One of the suggestions that has come up relatively frequently is... Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot we were frailed. I'm a little out of practice. Been playing a lot of Isaac lately. This is how the games go. They ebb and flow. Play a lot of Spire. Take a week off. Come back. Play some Isaac. You get the idea. Either way, we only need 8 block here. So I think we'll dump that. Do it like this. Removing defends and attacks from the deck. Defends and strikes, I should say, to be more specific. Has been suggested as being way more meaningful for the Silent. For reasons I don't fully understand, but I do trust. If that makes sense. I can't afford to do the upgrade 2 random cards right now, in my opinion. Remove, transform, upgrade. So in spite of everything that I literally just said, I am going to upgrade rather than remove. Regal Pillow is immediately, like, extremely helpful. And we're back to full HP. Okay. So what's our plan for success here? As of right now, we have good relics. We haven't really... We do want to rush him down. Let's do it like this. I haven't really figured out what kind of archetype we want to run, because that does tend to be like a little bit more relic-based, I suppose. Well, and also the cards that show up after you beat a boss, but... or sorry, after you beat the enemies. Told you, I'm even out of practice commentarily speaking in Slay the Spire. But either way... Well, this is a extremely lucky, but just barely turn. Give me the Cloak and Dagger. Right now, Shivs look good, but Cloak and Dagger is just, like, agnostically a totally acceptable card as well. So we definitely want to see what this is as well. We'd probably rather Dagger Throw just for damage. That's a pretty great first turn, honestly. To be able to do 30 damage to this guy. The turn after that, haven't really decided how I feel about it, but... Giving him 2 strength, taking 2 damage, we minimized a lot of the potential harm on that turn, so I'm relatively happy with that. This turn, I think you take the 13 damage, unfortunately. It's a bit risky, but at 19 damage, we could kill him. Or block. Let's run the numbers. This would be 8, 9, 6. That's enough. More than enough. Alright, I'm glad we defended last turn. Pen Nib, I think it's just okay. But I do think in a relatively thin deck, a Sneaky Strike, which I totally glossed over the first time I saw it here, would actually be a pretty good option for us. It's not going to work every time, but it should work much of the time. We also immediately get to use it if we get Survivor. So, as of right now, like deck-wise, feels just fine. In my world, at least. Taking no damage, doing a lot of damage. I mean, Gambling Chip is pretty good. I don't know if I would call it in like my top 7 or 8 rare relics, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. You're doing 9 damage. I have to leg sweep you. I wish it weren't so. Please stop weakening me. 15 damage. It's 8 plus 6 plus 6. Bit of a waste of Pen Nib, but what are you going to do? I know we roll Shiv archetype probably enough that people are like, please God, do anything else, but it really is like... It's consistent. It also forces you to take blocks, which is something that sadly I've had problems with. So definitely, look at that. We probably should have dumped the basic strike, but... They'll Sneaky Strike, immediately get the energy back. What about a Choke and Cloak? This is worth as much as 2 strikes. We're splitting him. Now, it's splitting him with a decent amount of HP, admittedly, but still. Plus, it allowed me to say a sentence that rhymed, which is, you know, mostly like what I care about commentarily speaking. Please stop saying commentarily. It's not a real word. You know what? Shakespeare said a lot of words that weren't real words until he said them, at which point they became real words. Are you saying you're on the same level as William Shakespeare? I'm not saying it. You're saying it. You're too kind. I'll take Piercing Wail. I think it works fine. I feel like with the Silent, I do the best when I add the most cards to the deck. So you have 19 HP. Like, I don't like keeping a thin deck as the Silent, even though what I said earlier maybe flies directly in the face of that, I should say. I need to hit you for 5. It's very unlikely. Except, hold on. Got you. 7 damage on the field, aka an irrelevant amount of damage on the field. Like, I think we want a thin deck. We just don't want our thin deck to consist predominantly... At least it'll kill you. Wait, who's our boss? Yeah, we definitely should have kept the Thorns. It does save us maybe a turn, but not even. Keep it up, dude. We just don't want our thin deck to consist of defense and strikes, is what I'm trying to say. Honestly, I mean, Infinite Blades obviously has a certain amount of value here, and I love Die, but I think I'm going to go Tiny Ornithopter. We don't have any other sustain. Now, we might want to go for, like, a potion synergy. If we get White Beast statue, this would be one of, like, the rare opportunities it may actually make sense to roll it. Decent damage turn 1, but he's about to hit like a friggin' truck. I think we'll start there. And you're doing 24 damage. I understand the value of choke here, but I'd rather get hit for 7 than get hit for like 30. Just to whittle him a little faster. He is going to get to do his big attack a second time. It's not a great turn. We're working him. We lack a lot of top end, which is okay because we make up for it, I'm hoping at least, with the fact that we get a lot of attacks out of our defense. It's a pretty strong turn. If we get Shuriken or something from an elite, we're in like a wonderful place. Clearly, not quite there yet. We have only taken 7 damage on this whole fight though, which is pretty good. This time I think we will do the Chokin Cloak. I wish it was a better cloak, but we're only taking 12. And this is his big turn. We got a lot of burns in the deck, but he's like half dead. Yeah, I'm not really sweating it, honestly. I would like to stop getting burns, though. At this point, I'm like, dude, we have to start working on this guy. Because those burns are starting to stack up. Use Pen Nib on the wrong thing. Life goes on. We're still going to take a little damage, but I think it was worth it to choke him. As long as we stop him from getting around one more time, I'm going to celebrate. Ooh, yeah, all right, start the dance in. I think we could be okay. It's amazing. Our tune's changing pretty quickly. Taking 0. It's great news. Thank God we saved it. But it's gonna be close. No shuffle. We have to shuffle, but what if we didn't? Pen Nib with the wrong option again. I know you're like, preemptive F. No, not preemptive F. A single strike. Let's go. We win. Not ideal. Should have kept our thorns, dude. Wraith form. So good. That I'm going to take unload instead. Now. Not being able to... I think we have to take Astrolabe. We got Glass Knife, Phantasmal, and was the other one Dodge and Roll? I mean, just replacing 3 strikes with a single Glass Knife would be fine. I'm not even sure how I feel about Phantasmal Killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. But I think I'm okay with it for now. I mean, dude, if you play a Piercing Wail here, you're like the world's happiest man. But if you play a Choke and then a Cloak, I don't think we're as happy. I think we're better off doing that. Also a great opportunity for us to have Liquid Thorns again, but I digress. I'm not really worried about that right now. It's kind of like, you know, we'll worry about that at a later time. I think you unload. Yeah, I think you have to do it this way. I think you unload. Sneaky Strike. Regular Strike. Still taking quite a lot of damage. But hopefully this guy grows next turn. It's just a lot easier to deal with a single enemy. Now, he's not growing, but... Easy kill. Still taking a little damage, but... Keeping ourselves in the game. You never know with these guys, you know? Like, okay, he's still doing enough damage to be annoying. The birds, sometimes they let you know your run has no chance, and sometimes you crush them, and you're like, where did that come from? This is not one such case. I don't know what we need here, to be honest with you. I think we got a long way to go until we even know what we're looking for. Phantasmal did a lot of work for us there. I mean, I do think we need top-end damage, but prepared... Just another thing to enable our Sneaky Strike, and we're almost more in like a discard archetype than anything else right now. So I'll tell you what I'd like to play. Is this right here. Punch through a little armor. Get the Phantasmal ready for next turn. You are doing 21 damage. It's an awful lot. If we discard, we can play Sneaky Strike for free. But if we discard, we're going to take like a lot of damage. I don't think we can afford to do that here. We're much better off just trying something like that. And Phantasmal made up for the damage problem anyway. We are frail. I'll accept it. We're taking another 5 damage, but he's in a weird spot himself. It's like 6 block. I'm just seeing, like, we're at pen nib, but it's not quite enough. Taking another 7 damage. He's going to heal for... Oh, nothing. Not on that one. Alright, this is bad. We do have to do this combat. Piercing Wail really just makes things free for us here, so we'd like to dump that. Okay. If we want to do 3 attacks. Probably just like... We don't really want to discard Ascender's Bane. So as weird as it sounds, I think we're better off not playing Unload, even though it's our best damage dealer. Just to make sure that our curse gets purged. Thanks, I hate it. Phantasmal's really nice, but obviously we were hoping for a little more. Okay, so if we do this, I honestly would rather hit you for 6 than hit you for 1. But then we gotta use an energy on you next turn. So let's just make sure you're done, okay? Alright. 18 damage. It's a great time for leg sweep. Thank you so much. 12 damage. Just gonna hit you hard. Now that we got pen nib available. Right now it's about survival, and I'm not too shy to admit it. We're really hoping for a discard. Make Sneaky Strike free. It's a potentially lethal turn. Choke will still lead to us being killed. We have to do this. And we're only going to have 5 HP. So we're really worried about dazes, which we have, you know, about 1,000. You wouldn't. 22. We're going to live. A hand of 5 dazes. Alright, we'll be trying again. Main menu. Dude, I lost my silent mojo when I gained mojo as the other character. So what do? Forget the Shiv archetype. We're doing something else. Lizard Tail. That strikes me as maybe being like the worst kind of relic right now. Because by the time it's worth anything, it might be too late. You know, we get no advantage out of it. We might end up popping it early. Well, I mean, let's not get too negative. We'll see how it works out. So what are we going to build into? Well, you got to read the cards when they show up. You know, it's like Magic the Gathering. You got to read the bones. I think our card eval needs some work as the silent. I'm going to start with footwork. We end up playing a lot of blocks. This seems like one of these times you absolutely have to try to take other advantages to make up for the fact that your start wasn't too strong. So we took the Golden Idol. It's very early. Our hope pretty much exclusively is that the Golden Idol allows us to get some relics that we can otherwise, you know, realistically surmise that we wouldn't have been able to afford by the end of the game. But it takes a while. We can also get heals out of it, which might be even more helpful if we hit the right event. I will take Piercing Wail. It hard counters a lot of very annoying enemies. I'm going to go for the upgrades. And I'm going to fight this boss. Basically, we want to make sure that before we go on the boss, we play footwork. Now, I mean, what do? You still hit him. He's going to wake up. We might as well hit him for 4. This is going to be real freaking tedious. Just remember, every block you play, just consider that you're gaining 2 HP. How does that make sense? By playing our footwork. That's my hypothesis, at least. Okay, very strong attacking turn. Great opportunity for it to show up. We still have to keep hitting you hard. It's a real knockdown, drag-out battle. The likes of which we ain't ever seen before. This is the perfect turn for us if we draw attacks on the next turn, which we were lucky enough to do. Alright, so we're back at regular decks. We passed him in HP, and now he's passed us in HP. Please, God. That's a terrible turn. I'm begging you. I don't know how many attacks I need to kill you. 6, 3, 3. It's not enough. We're dead. Just kill me. Oh my God, I forgot about Lizard's Tail. So I am fundamentally a fool because we could have killed him on this turn. Yeah, I mean, that's just exclusively my bad. That's salt. That's salt, baby. You know how the world works. Draw a single strike. Thank you. Okay. So we're back in it with the Golden Idol and Unceasing Top. Don't have a huge discard enabler. I think we skip this. I'm not that tilted. And I'm being sincere. I'm just a little tilted. I'm very happy to give up gold instead of HP. remember, worst case scenario, all we really have to do is get to the boss. If we get to the boss, we can at least start up another run right away. Love it. Please just let me kill you next turn. We can get all the advantages of starting up another run right away. I'm thinking about that juicy next run already, and I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be sweet. I think we take a burst. We hope for the best. Burst, best. Burst, best. No coincidence there. They got a very similar sounding name. Best, Brock Besser. 40-goal season. Stanley Cup victory. Guaranteed silent victory. It's so obvious. So I'm rudderless right now. Just a polite way of saying I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Tomo, can you get back up on the... Can you get back in your box, buddy? Is it too high to jump? He's a physically adept specimen. However, it's a very crowded desk. It's a tough jump to make. It's my pleasure to lift him up here. I'm going to take Backstab, but I love Dagger Spray as well. I just think having one of those in the deck is so useful for like any kind of AoE. Unceasing Top. Don't forget about Unceasing Top. Alright, let's think logically. What does Unceasing Top do for us? Well, when is Unceasing Top at its best? Lots of zero-cost cards, right? 21 damage. We don't quite have you. So we're going to do it like this. I think it's at its best when we have a lot of zero-cost cards or enough energy to play whatever we want to play regardless. I got to do 7 damage to you. I was going to say, it should be easy. That went pretty well. Get our money back. Ancient Potion. That won't be necessary. Yeah, we'll take Crippling Cloud, even though it's not zero-cost. I guess like a deck full of Angers kind of gets you, it gets you feeling things in all the right places, right? Even though I think that card is just actually terrible. So the smart money is a Burst Crippling Cloud. You would take 8 damage, which means you would not break. So I can't do it. Trust me, hurts me more than it hurts you. Four. Let me think. 9 damage. If I hit you, you're not going to split. You need to get to 34. So I'm not going to hit you again. Go ahead and weaken me. See if I care. We're waiting on the right turn. This ain't it. I know you're probably like, what are you doing? I really want to split this guy in the best way possible. I think I have basically made it so my deck is full of slimes now. Probably should have just hit him. Yeah, you think? I mean, we haven't taken any damage. It's not like I'm despondent. I was just going to say, it's when they both attack on the same turn. It's where things become a little bit more annoying. So I hate to do it, but we'll take 5 damage just to make them, you know, get on a timer here more or less. Even though it doesn't take them quite to lethal. So we'll kill you. So I'm going to burst. Piercing Wail. Make sure we take no damage. Strike ya. Slime ya. 1 neutralize basically gets you. I'll tell you, if you got to do a strike, you got to do a strike. What's your over-under on this run right now? Because this is like, if I'm talking like for me personally, we're in a nightmare that it seems like there's no escape from. We're doing almost no damage to enemies. We're about to fight an enemy who is going to hit us like crazy. How do we get out of that? Beats me, dude. What I think I'm going to do is smith and try to get super value out of burst. We're definitely going to pop our strength potion immediately. Probably could have vulnerable him. Would have been even better. So let me think. 8 plus 12. 28. It's enough to get you to split. I would love to have played footwork, but that was a smarter play. Saved us more than footwork ever will. So Crippling Cloud, not super amazing against a large boss that, you know, lasts forever, but it's going okay. Now we probably start stacking. Yeah. That's surprisingly huge. Honestly, to be able to skip all of the riffraff that happens in like the middle of that section, it's a dream come true for me personally. 20 damage, big block, bunch more damage after that. I'm a very happy man. Now, we're not going to be able to do it again. And that's where things are going to start to get really interesting. I'm going to let him not do any damage to us. We have on-season top, that's right. We need to hit him like as hard as is humanly possible here. We had 1 extra energy. You idiot. It's okay. We're gonna get hit. Ain't no question about that. We're only getting hit for 2 though, thanks to burst. Alright, now he's going for a debuff. Our time to shine. Is still not going real well. But I'm thinking we got the... As long as we get the right draw now and then, we're pretty much set. I mean, being able to put up 34 block in a single turn this early in the game is not typical. Unceasing Top. I'm not alone in the Unceasing Top, by the way. Saw in the Slay the Spire subreddit, a lot of people are like, I never remember to play both on, or all of my cards when I have Unceasing Top. I always hit end turn and then draw one. And to be honest with you, the consensus on the subreddit is correct. They were like, that's a punishment for being bad. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't disagree. That fight went surprisingly well. But maybe just the perfect boss for us to fight. What do we need? Like, Adrenaline is so good. I do want Glass Knife. I would like to be able to kill some enemies if possible. And I think you take Eternal Feather and then just smith like crazy. Yeah, I like this path. Alright, these guys again. Who would have thought? So we still don't... I don't think we have a win condition in this deck. The win condition for right now is survive. That's not a good win condition. Okay, 12 damage on the field. I mean, Burst is absurd here. Especially following it up with a Crippling Cloud. So you are dead. You might have been dead anyway. That was my kind of an idiotic move there. 6 damage. Play this. Hit ya. That's really, really strong. Maybe it's not quite as bad as I've been leading myself to believe. Dagger Spray is highly great here. And you are dead. You are 2 HP away from dying. That's a much stronger fight than I ever would have anticipated here. Now, what do you give me card-wise? I think... Dude! I took Crippling Cloud and I'm happy with it. Give me a new card. What do we want? I don't have a good answer to your question. I think we defend enough that a Noxious Fumes starts to feel like kind of a must-take. Not a mistake. A must-take. Man, I hope that doesn't end up being prophetic. Anyway. Okay, I mean, this guy's a real pain in the butt. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand that one. What are we waiting on? I mean, like a Burst Crippling Cloud, ideally. So he'll be made weak. 16 damage. That's real bad. Not much we can do. No Burst. Okay, keep him weak, play some defense. We beat him with poison here. Keep stacking that poison. We're not in a terrible spot. Remember, we heal ambiently. But there's no way we kill you. It's not plausible. So we have to play to defend. Take another 11 damage in the process. Burst Crippling Cloud. We can't get Burst Crippling Cloud. Don't be a fool. Why not? Crippling Cloud exhausts. Once it's gone, it's gone. He is dead. Yeah, okay. I mean, it could have been better, obviously. But it could have been worse. I think at this point, you take the Banes. Because our run, at least as far as I can tell, it's starting to kind of crystallize. So I think you do it like this. 16. We're not going to quite get to where I want to go, but... Oh, I forgot about Unceasing Top. But that time it didn't matter. But at least we remembered not to hit end turn for once. We're going to get hit for 21. It's just a matter of how you want to slice it. I think you definitely... I mean, you want to kill... Okay, fine. You know what? You convinced me. He's gonna hit us for like 23. You happy with that? If we kill him, he does more damage. So it felt like the right call, even though obviously we were made frail immediately after that. Crippling Cloud. Yeah. Okay. But this is our win condition, and I know I'm using that term a lot on runs that don't appear to be that good. But it's for a good reason. You know, I made what might appear stupid, but is actually a relatively smart decision here. Now, this guy, he's about to do 14 damage. The only hope for me there is that you die after you attack, but that's not how poison ticks. So we're about to get hit. 13 damage, thankfully. We need really good draw. Stack up some more Noxious. This is, again, it's how we kill him. I really think if we had killed the mushroom earlier, unless my math is way off, we would have been in a lot of trouble. 14 block, more poison. That's what we like to see. We're whittling. It's a long trip. But we're getting there. His plated armor's going down. It's a race. We're burning his candle at both ends. We have no freaking defense. Are you kidding? Dude, that's painful. Well, we're gonna start up a defect run, but dude, you know what? Maybe I'll just go back to the silent after this. I'm mad. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode in spite of my ineptitude. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Of course, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion. Be notified when we go live in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!